What does it take to keep you in a flow state? The universe isn't just out there, it's interacting with you. Claim your power by embracing the unknown. This is Tracy with Tracy Talks, and I'm here to ignite your curiosity. Don't just listen, embrace it. Oftentimes, when people talk about manifesting in their life, whether it is setting a goal, it is trying to bring something into your life, we focus on the goal. We're encouraged to monitor our thoughts. We're encouraged to monitor our responses and our behaviors. And in that noticing, we are encouraged to shift how we respond to the moment. Say you're in traffic and you're upset and you can't move and there's drivers that are being rude and cutting people off. And instead of reacting in a negative way, we are encouraged to embrace the delays and accept the moment for what it is, because it's really out of our control. A key distinction here is, what do you have control over and what don't you have control over? What I mean by that is we are encouraged just to respond in a more positive, accepting way without determining what is in our control and what isn't. And I use the traffic analogy, but that is beyond our capacity to really change that. Other than if you want to change your route, that is within your control. I will do that in my life. Say my typical route has road construction. Instead of me driving through the road construction, trying to maintain a positive attitude, a positive outlook, respond in a positive way, I will change my route. I will change my route, which may add extra time onto my commute, but it's worth it. It is worth it to me to be in a continuous state of flow. I am not someone who can trick myself into being happy with a situation that truly doesn't make me happy. And instead of me trying to convince myself that this traffic jam is okay, which I can do, and at times we just have to surrender to the universe, to whatever forces are outside of ourselves. I will say that I find it easier to change the things that I can that are taking me out of a state of flow. I am someone who likes to have my domestic state, my home, in a fairly organized and maintained space. And why is that? Well, think of how many times you walk into a room in your home and you're irritated by something. You walk into the kitchen, there are papers all over the table. You can't eat, you can't sit down, you can't put your plate down, and you're irritated. Manifesting in the law of attraction is suggesting that we just allow that frustration to go. And I have found that we use a lot of energy and time on small little irritations like that. Think of how many times during the day that you have that response, that ugh, that's irritating. And you have this internal conversation in your head about, why is the table always filled with things? Why can I never use the table? That is taking you out of the flow state. That is taking you away from the feelings that you want to have. Instead of walking into the room going, the table's cleared. I love it. I love it. But we can do this in life. We sacrifice our own mental health. We sacrifice our own internal peace for something outside of ourselves. I get it. At times, life feels like it's pulling at us, and we've had a long day, and we don't want to clean the table up, and we assume that we'll just take care of it tomorrow. Because it's not fun. Adulting is not fun. And I would rather go sit down and scroll on my phone and just numb myself away from the day and the frustrations. But again, if you notice how you feel when you walk into a room, when you walk into an environment, when you're around somebody, and you feel that internal ugh, you feel your energy drop, you feel your mood drop. And if those situations are within your control, why not change them? Why not clear off the table, add it to your daily routine, take care of those small little tasks that are eating up your energy and taking you out of flow? There is a lot of discussion about we are in this world and a lot of what is happening is out of our control. But there's really a lot that is in our control as well. And how can you start to notice the difference there? How can you eliminate those annoyances? Why not keep a list for a day or two or a week and notice how you feel when you walk into a room? Do you like it? Do you feel happy? Do you feel uplifted? Do you go ugh when you notice that something isn't in its place or it doesn't make you feel good? And make a list of all of those things and how you respond in your private areas. How do you respond with people? Are there people in your life that you would rather not interact with? Are those people your close personal relationships? And what is it about those relationships? Is it your work environment? Is it your commute? What are those things that are really kind of small and insignificant, but take you out of the flow state? And imagine when you calculate how much time you spend every day wishing something was different, wishing that the table was clean, wishing that there was no road construction. Clean off the table and notice how you feel when you walk into the room versus how you feel when the table isn't clean. Are the shoes put away at the front door? Notice when you walk into the home, how does this impact you? How do all of these little annoyances impact you? And what is in your control? The whole tricking myself into a flow state doesn't work for me. It takes more energy for me to try to convince myself that I'm happy with a situation when I'm really not happy. I can't trick myself into that. We can get to the goals in life that we want. But I know for myself, it's much easier for me to get there if I can stay in a flow state. And a lot of that depends on me. But what I can do is I can notice my responses. I can track my responses. And I can create environments where I set myself up for success. If having the cluttered table is going to take me out of flow, then I have to make it a priority to keep it cleaned off. If the road construction that is on my daily route is taking me out of my flow, maybe I need to find a different route to work. We have more control than we realize of our mood, of how we feel, and how we react. There is so much within our control. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tracy Talks. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and share with others who would enjoy listening to this podcast. Friends can find Tracy Talks available on iTunes, Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram and Facebook at More Tracy Talks. And until next time, we meet again.